Hi everyone, this is Yana, and today I'm joining Altenew for their new release, a holiday release, and I will be sharing a couple modern holiday cards with you. I will be working with two stamp sets, the Invisible Alpha and the Festive Silhouettes. The Invisible Alpha is truly the coolest stamp set ever, which you can use for just about any project. By using these letter stamps, you won't be stamping actual letters, but only their shadows. How cool is that? And then the second one is also a great set with some modern holiday images. You have a reindeer, a tree, and an ornament with some really fun sentiments. Now, my stamps have a frosty cover on them. That's because I'm using prototypes. When you order these, you will get regularly packaged stamps with a clear cover, so don't worry. But I gotta tell you, I think I actually like this frosty cover better. Okay, I'm going to be working on white cardstock today, and I have already two pieces. These are about 4 by 5¼ inches, and this is Nina Solar White cardstock. Now for my stamping, I will be using two colors of ink. I have a Memento Tuxedo Black and Hero Arts Soft Vanilla Shadow ink. I'm going for a non-traditional color combo here. And by the way, the type of ink doesn't really matter here. We're not going to do any coloring or anything like that, so any kind of ink will work. You'll see me later using a different black, and I only switched to a different black ink pad because that other ink pad was a fresh and a juicier one. I've added a few pencil lines to my paper to make it easier to stamp everything straight and also to make sure I have equal spacing between the lines. For my first card, I'm going to be stamping holiday messages in the background, and I plan to have the entire background filled with words like celebrate, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and enjoy. So basically this is going to be like a all type of holiday card. You know, you can use it for for Christmas, or you can use it for New Year. It doesn't really matter. You can stamp whatever you like there. Maybe stamp a word joy repeatedly or have a completely random set of letters. That's totally up to you. I decided to move my holiday greeting to the background since I knew I wouldn't really have room for it anywhere else on my card. Now, not all of my words fit inside one line, so I'm just breaking them apart and continue stamping in the next line. After I'm done with my background, it's going to be quite hard to tell that I have a message there, so it's just going to look like a fun modern background. I'm then going to erase pencil lines and we'll move on to stamping the other images. So first I'm going to stamp a reindeer and then add a bow and stamp a holiday ornament. I'm also using a black band to add a string to my ornament and connect it to the bow above. I'm then going to scatter a few stars going diagonally from the bottom left to the top right corners, adhere those down using multi-matte medium and set this piece aside to dry. Meanwhile, I'm going to start working on my second card. I'm going to switch my images and will first have the reindeer stamped in the center of my card using a soft vanilla ink. This time, I want the reindeer to be in the background. Then again, I'm going to add pencil lines to make sure everything is straight and stamp the sentiment on top of that reindeer in black ink. So basically, this card is a reverse of a previous one with a slightly modified design. This time, I'm only stamping Merry Christmas. Because Christmas is a long word and I do not have room to fit that many letters, I'm only going to stamp the letter X for the first part of the word. Now, to somehow frame this sentiment, I'm going to stamp the string from the Festive Silhouettes set twice, above and also below the sentiment. And again, I'm using black ink for that. Now that two of my stamped panels are ready, and by the way, I added 3 rows of somewhat random stitching to my second panel on my sewing machine, I'm going to adhere these down to a sunshine layering paper from Hero Arts and finish my cards. Now, I also have a third project to share, a more traditional one with a cool embossing trick. If you look closely, you're going to see that there is a Christmas tree heat embossed behind that sentiment. And you'll also notice that the embossing powder did not melt into the other. Now, the key here is using vellum or any other clear or partially clear material. Although I'm not sure if this is going to work on clear plastic, I have never tried heat embossing on a piece of thin plastic. Anyhow, to get this look, I'm going to start by prepping the back side of my vellum piece with an anti-static powder pouch. I'm doing this so that when I add embossing powder, it's only going to stick to places it's supposed to stick and won't create a huge mess on my vellum. Now, I did die cut this piece using my Spellbinders dies. I used the pierced rectangles, medium-sized dies from the Celebration line. So after my vellum is prepped, I'm going to stamp a holiday tree using clear sticky ink. Now remember, we are stamping in the back, not on the front. I'm then going to add white embossing powder and heat set my piece. Now, this is not going to work with every single image. Obviously, you cannot stamp a sentiment like that. You'll have to stamp the sentiment on the front. But you can use pretty much any other image like that on the back for a little something, for a little extra. You can even stamp and heat emboss a whole background if you like. So again, I'm going to prep my surface, this time working on the front, stamp the sentiment in clear sticky ink, and add my embossing powder. This time I'm adding silver embossing powder from Stimpendo's. So heat set it, and voila! We have a fun double embossed piece with 2 colors of embossing powder that did not melt one into the other. So these are all of my projects using the new stamps from Altenew. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. You can find the list of supplies to create this card in my video description and also on my blog. Please click the thumbs up button if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I have new videos coming out every week. Thanks and bye.